Wax partners with EOS. WANchain unveils its freshman class of ICOs. Balina hacked. Earn.com joins Coinbase. Chipchain signs a strategic partnership with K-Stack. Zilliqa surges in anticipation of its testnet release. The market holds with some slight losses recorded. We've got all your headlines mixed with some daily market analysis. I'm Elio Trades, and your FUD TV daily update starts now. Welcome back, FUD Nation. Diving here on the total market caps, we can see that we are down ever so slightly on the day. We see that we are holding here at about $324 billion. We were up above the $330 billion mark as recently as 24 hours ago, so we are recording slight losses. We're definitely way above where we were when we got that hit of energy around the $240, $250 billion mark, so we're still a geometric evolution above that. Hoping to build some more steam here. Obviously, tomorrow, April 17th, Tuesday, has been stilted as a big pump day here, and seeing a little bit of red now coming into that day. It could definitely be setting up a really good bull run here with a little bit of red here, a little bit of, not real losses, but a little bit of a collection of this energy. Hopefully that's what we're seeing right before we steamroll into April 17th, which has long been sort of pointed as a big pump day. We'll see if the experts are right about that one. Obviously, no promises. That's just the information I've heard. We have Populous with a huge pump. Obviously, Cardano is surging ahead of its testnet release. Very awesome stuff. They've just been absolutely pumping. They've come up from literally, I think it was at 15 cents a couple of days ago. It was really, let's just check the week chart here on Cardano. Yeah, a couple of days ago before this pump, it was down here at 15 cents, even lower, just around 15 cents. And now it's sitting pretty here up at almost 25 cents. That's a great pump, not quite 100%, but that's almost a 2/3 pump there, 67% pump. It's the only coin in the top 10 that's really green here. As you see, all of the top 10 coins are either barely holding on here or charting some small losses. Obviously, Stellar's had an incredibly good week, so seeing them pull back a little bit is not that bad. In fact, we're expecting to see Stellar really pop off after this, so bomb beats. Omise Go with another great day. Obviously, Omise Go has been making all kinds of headway, introducing all kinds of developments to their project. They're one of the best payment processing tokens out there. All in all, a sort of sideways, slight losses on the day. Nothing huge going on here per se. Hopefully, this is a good precursor to tomorrow, which we're hoping to be a great pump day. Fingers crossed, fam. And we have word that Balina was recently hacked. So this all started when Balina essentially posted he had been hacked and that he had to end his live stream because Ether was being sent from his address to these hacker addresses. Now, he provides hacker addresses and his own Ethereum addresses, and then he ends up saying he thinks how he got hacked. He thinks his recovery email was his college email, and that his college email allowed him to hack into which then they hacked into his Evernote where he had his private keys, and that's how they're getting his funds. Well, it sounds like they have his private keys anyway. Either way, it seems like Balina is hacked here, but there seems to be some question around whether he's actually really being hacked or whether this is for a sort of tax evasion purpose, as the internet has really taken in on him, sort of saying that he actually had a second tweet that he deleted here. Hacker has stolen all my funds, is about to sell on KuCoin.com. Please help in contacting them. This actually was deleted, and surprisingly, none of the funds were moved to KuCoin from his Ethereum address, so it was pretty weird, and it doesn't add up. I guess there's a bit of doubt right now as to whether Balina is telling the truth. Obviously, he's been a big figure in the space. It's not unreasonable that he would be hacked. He's always showing off on Instagram his portfolio snapshot, so it's not that crazy that someone would try to hack him. I mean, he clearly has a lot of crypto. The internet is not sure as to whether Balina is actually hacked or pretending to be hacked, but stay safe out there, and if you have your funds, make sure you're always storing them off your computer. Even if it's password protected, if you keep your private keys on your computer, you're setting yourself up for a potential hacking. Don't encrypt them on your computer, don't save them in encrypted files on your computer, don't save them anywhere. Handwrite them and take that handwritten note and save it somewhere safe, or use a hardware wallet, some combination of those things. But do not have your private keys encrypted on a document that's accessible on your computer. Just don't do it. Almost a little too simple. And we have a huge development update here that Wax is partnering with EOS. Right now, Wax is considering where to build their sort of mainnet. They are currently existing as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum platform, and they're using those ERC20 tokens to conduct business through OP Skins, which is their current sort of platform that is doing the digital asset trading right now, and they're just enabling Wax as a payment option, whereas in the future, Wax will be its own dedicated platform, have its own mainnet, its own blockchain, all of it, the whole shebang. And they have now recently determined that they're going to be building on EOS because it has the combination of features that they like. I think it's very interesting, though, that as I scan scan through this article, there's some pretty interesting things that they go over. In that, they actually analyzed all these blockchains: Arc, EOS, Lisk, Tendermint, NEM, and NEO. So they went through all of these, some of obviously the most popular blockchains in the game. Surprisingly, they didn't consider Ethereum, but they are already on Ethereum, so maybe that was, like, I guess, assumed that they had already considered Ethereum. Regardless, they went through and they tested all these, and they said that, there were issues with literally every single blockchain they tested, and that based upon their criteria, EOS is the best fit. However, they want to make sure, and they note this, it's very important that they want to note that every blockchain they evaluated was lacking in some significant way. They all required yet to be completed software development to become fully effective for WAX. This means that we face the challenge of making a blockchain decision in early 2018. The reality is that EOS is the most suitable for WAX's needs, and it still has a ton of work to do. So this is just a good reminder of where we're at here. We have a big program, a big company like WAX being launched by a multi-billion-dollar company, OpSkins, and they are still just, without a doubt here, sort of saying that none of these blockchain platforms are really suitable for full development yet. It's just not where we are yet. It's commonly talked about in the blockchain community about how this is like dial-up in the 90s. This is not dial-up in the 90s. This is dial-up in the 80s. This is literally computers and internet in the 80s, like sending an internet email through these like random networks and stuff. So it's crazy what's going on here, and seeing how early this is and how undeveloped and how underdeveloped rather these platforms are just gives me, and it should give a lot of other investors in the space, a ton of excitement as to where we are in the curve here and how early it is. And in other news, WANchain has just announced that they have a freshman class of ICOs coming out on their platform. WAN Lab was announced today at the World Blockchain Forum in Dubai. WAN Lab is an international blockchain accelerator and incubator powered by WANchain. Essentially, this comes with many of the similar benefits that you'd expect from any accelerator, with money, exposure, advice, and marketing. This stuff that every young company needs, legal mentorship and the basic stuff that you water the grass so it can grow here. So this is not surprising, and let's check out the companies that they'll be sponsoring here. So the first of these 6 projects is called UTour, which is essentially a tourism app rebuilding, ticketing hotels. It kind of reminds me of Tripio. It's very similar to the app that's coming out on Tron, and we can look for a lot more sort of decentralized travel and booking agencies to come about, as I think that's going to be a prime area for disruption, as decentralization is perfect for things like house sharing, ride sharing, accommodation, tourism, all that stuff. Then they have Allspark, which is essentially an advertisement platform. They connect user-generated content creators with advertisers and WeMedia. So interesting stuff, again, in advertisement play. They have GameBank. It's a total free-to-play gaming environment where everything can be bought and traded. It's kind of similar to BitGuild, but maybe not as much. Maybe this is more focused on free-to-play and interesting play. Video games are always welcome in this next generation of blockchain. Abacus helps facilitate financial transactions on the blockchain. This is one of the most sort of WANchain-esque projects that I've seen so far. I think this is where I wanted WANchain to be focusing, is on the provision of financial services to people that might be running hedge funds or different more serious sort of investment businesses and require sort of a more higher level of security, like their focus with private chains and all that. So before reading through this list, Abacus is most in line with what I expected to see. And then they have CryptoCurve, which is a crypto wallet here, and it's a browser. It looks like it's going to have some interesting sort of investing in blockchain functionality. Interesting stuff. Definitely we need more of that, consumer-facing blockchain investment products. Oh, this is interesting. So we have Freedium, the first commodities-backed stable currency to alleviate the problems of weak currencies, foreign exchange scarcity, access to financing for commodity owners, and to pave the way for financial inclusion in emerging and developing countries. Now, this is what I expected to see from WANchain. This is a cool project, and we'll look to see a little bit more of this, bridging sort of more traditional financial worlds with the digital crypto world, providing services like Freedium. So yeah, as you can see, WANchain has some serious plans. You can see here they have Abacus, CryptoCurve, GameBank, Allspark, UTour. You look at their ecosystem just coming to life here. Freedium, I like it. I like what I'm seeing here. I'm much more into these two up here, Abacus and Freedium, a little bit into CryptoCurve as well. These are more what I expected to see in lieu of Allspark and UTour, but all cool projects. And it's just, if you're an investor in WANchain, this should be very good news for you, showing what they're doing. They're building out a great ecosystem. And Earn.com officially comes on the Coinbase team. Earn.com essentially allows users to earn cryptocurrency to do things like reply to emails and complete little micro tasks. We've definitely seen other sort of micro task environments come up, and I think that that's definitely going to be a focus, as incentivizing micro tasks really drives the whole activity on a network forward and really allows for a blossoming of new networks even after sort of critical mass has been met in other places like with Facebook. All in all, very good news, just showing how Coinbase is really spreading their wings and becoming much more than just an exchange. And ShipChain signs a partnership with KStack. KStack works with some of the largest retailers, Fortune 50s, and brands such as Target, Duracell, and Amazon. This is a huge supply chain manager here. This deal is great for ShipChain, as ShipChain is, of course, trying to disrupt this space. This is a phenomenal partnership, and it shows that the adoption of ShipChain will be there. As Dan Sanker, the founder and CEO of KStack, says, the blockchain is a perfect solution for a lot of supply chain issues. KStack has partnered with ShipChain to iterate on the gamut of solutions. This is part of the story we know is going to play out in every corner of the world when it comes to logistics and supply chain cryptos. As we've been saying, these are getting adopted, and they're getting adopted now. Why? Because you don't need a ton of people to agree on it. You just need a couple executives in a room to agree on it, and all of a sudden they're saving time, increasing efficiency, and rolling it out across the nation, the world, wherever it needs to go. Anyway, more good news from logistics and supply chain cryptos, just showing that this is one of the front lines of crypto adoption. And Zilliqa has surged, and Zilliqa has surged because of its testnet release. That's right, Zilliqa bagged the number 41 spot on the cryptocurrency market caps after it surged 33% in anticipation of its testnet release, which it did successfully release, and you can see here it's really holding these gains up here. The mainnet is scheduled for release in late September of 2018. As for now, it's an ERC20 token, but it will be swapped out when their mainnet goes live. If you don't know about Zilliqa, it's focusing on sharding, which essentially is parallel processing on the blockchain while still maintaining its sort of mathematical cryptography and perfection. This is a very big leap forward. It's what's coming into Ethereum. This is a huge, huge step forward and part of the real revolution of fixing this issue of transaction times and speeds in blockchain. And of course, they claim up to 1,000 times faster speeds than Ethereum. Thanks so much for checking out today's FUD TV Daily Update. If you enjoyed it, don't be afraid to smash that like button, comment below, and of course, share the broadcast. If you're an investor or enthusiast in the cryptocurrency space, we highly recommend you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification as we put out content each and every day on this channel. I'm Elio Trades. It's been an absolute pleasure having you with me today, and I'll catch you very soon on the next episode.